NextDC looks to wind up APDC Trust following 360 capital capture. NextDC is looking to wind up the trust underpinning Asia Pacific Data Center Group, APDC, stating that it is unhappy with the direction that 360 Capital is taking the company under its steerage. The move comes after a bidding war between NextDC and 360 Capital in recent months, which saw 360 Capital take control in November with 67% ownership, and subsequently install its preferred board members. At the end of last week, APDC said it was conducting a strategic review and intending to proceed with new financing from BankWest and NAB that would amount to $100 million for 3 years, and have the facility completed before the end of 2017. APDC also said it intended to reinstate quarterly distributions. Following these actions, NextDC has called for the wind-up of the real estate trust that APDC is responsible for. NextDC retains a 29% stake in APDC. NextDC has elevated concerns over the governance track record of the 360 Capital Group, which now controls APDC, with limited true independent controls, NextDC said in a statement. The proposed capital distribution is not in the best interests of all security holders, as it would increase APDC's debt to imprudent levels and thereby significantly elevate its risk profile, reducing both the quantum and value of future distributions and restrict APDC's ability to fund growth initiatives. NextDC said that distribution amounted to financial assistance, and, as such, requires 75% approval by security holders, excluding 360 Capital. Given actions to date, NextDC has no confidence that the 360 Capital appointed board of APDC will seek the required security holder approvals before proceeding with the proposed capital distribution, it said. NextDC said it would look to hold the wind-up meeting early in 2018. The sole tenant of APDC's data center facilities in Sydney, S1, Melbourne, M1, and Perth, P1, remains NextDC. Vodafone launching a NextDC Perth data center. Vodafone Australia will be hosting NFV equipment, bolstering its core network resiliency, and offering 4G mobile services to Western Australian customers through its point of presence in NextDC's Perth data center. APDC board recommends 360 Capital's acquisition offer over NextDC. APDC's board is now in favor of 360 Capital's Autumn 1.95 share acquisition offer, a month after its approved counter-bidder NextDC's offer. Superloop expands high-speed network through NextDC's Canberra data center. NextDC's C1 data center sees the nation's capital linked to Superloop's high-speed intercapital network. NextDC reports profit surge for FY17. NextDC has multiplied its profit over the year from $1.8 million in FY16 to $23 million in the most recent financial year. NextDC approved for 300 meters from NAB for future development data center as a service provider. NextDC has received $300 million to boost its debt funding to $600 million.